All right, the last video in this description for sensitivity analysis is really to give you an example of how you can chart this to kind of make it stand out for you. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and move these labels. I mean, you can copy them or you can move them. I'm just going to go ahead and move them over here for the example because we're going to want to have labels and we're going to want to do some stuff with them. So, and understand that there's a step here where I do some sorting that you really don't want to do until you've gotten all of your data in place because it can really screw things up for you. But basically what we want to do is we want to chart these, and we're going to chart them. We're going to create something that's called a tornado diagram. And so the key to a tornado diagram is that the first thing that you want to do is you want to sort your data. And I'm only going to do it for the rows that I've got filled out here. But you want to sort your data, either ascending or descending. Usually we want it to be from largest to smallest so that it kind of goes down and looks like a tornado. So we're going to start out by doing that sort. And we're going to want to we're sorting by the change in the value of equity. Remember we did that difference. Okay, and we're going to go from largest to smallest here and see what happens. Okay, so you see it puts the biggest stuff up at the top and the smaller stuff down below. Now, we highlighted all of this so that the labels would stay with it. If you lose track of what value goes with what label, you've pretty much blown the whole thing, so that's not good. All right, I'm actually going to undo that for just a second. We're going to go ahead and do that all the way across, just so that you guys know that when you do that sorting, you don't want to lose the label again on this side either. Now, I could have solved that by just putting the labels here too, because you may have to sort these in two different orders. But anyway, we're going to do that. And then, again, I want to go from largest to smallest, so I'm going to do that. So you do that sort, get it kind of largest to smallest, all right? And then we're going to go ahead and create our table. And for giggles, I'm going to just go ahead and go over here. I guess I'll go down here and create the one that I'm going to use to show you. So it's right under the thing that we want. You're going to do this bar chart, okay? And you want it to be the sideways bar chart. And so now we're going to go select our data. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add, and we're going to call it equity up. All right, so that we know what series we're looking at there. And that's going to have a value of what's in this equity change column. Okay, so there you go. And we're going to put axis labels on that are these labels. There you go. Okay, then we're going to add a second one, which is equity down. And we're going to go grab the down values. Okay, and if we want to go add these things again, we can. I'm not sure that it matters, and now we've got our table. It's not a bad table, a little bit ugly. So we're going to clean it up a little bit. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to move these labels away from that middle axis. So I'm going to right click, format axis on those. And I don't want the labels next to the axis. I want them low, so they're going to go and put them out away from the data, and that makes it a little bit cleaner. Okay. Now, I always forget this, but for whatever reason, Excel doesn't like the sort the way I do it, so I'm going to sort it back the other way. We did go largest to smallest. Now we're going to go smallest to largest. Okay, and so when I do that, it reverses it. Now that's all nice, but we can't really make out the value on the bottom here. Okay, so we need to do something with that label. We're going to format that axis. Just going to go to the alignment, and we're going to turn that thing into something sideways. Okay, now the problem we have now is it's sort of hanging off of the edge, so we're going to scooch this back up a little bit. And there we go. All right. Still not perfect. We need to do something about this legend. So let's see. Can we show legend at the right but not overlaid? Maybe. Let's see. We're going to drag out that way. There we go. So by making it wider, we took care of that legend issue. Now, the beauty of this chart, in case you're wondering why do I go all that trouble to make it look pretty, is it immediately stands out for you which variables have a big impact versus a small impact on your value. And so students on campus per day in year 2, percent of students on customers per day in year 2, those have a big impact, both positive and negative. And it's fairly symmetrical. Faculty has a little bit of an impact, but the percent per days at M3 for those, they just don't really matter that much. Okay, you'll see when we get ready to do the scenario analysis why this matters, but basically when you go down and do this for all of them, you're now going to be in a position where you could look down the entire list just sort of one by one and make your own determination of what matters the most. Okay, and with it sorted this way, you can start just from the top of the list and basically stop where you see a logical break. So that's what we're doing. You're going to do a chart like this for the equity changes up and down. You're going to do another chart like this for the NPV changes up and down. And that is your sensitivity analysis. So when you present your sensitivity analysis to me, I'm not going to need all these numbers. I'm just going to need those 2 charts that we can really talk about. Okay? That's all I got for now. Thank you.